This is probably something that changed my life. And I know this sounds like very theatrical, but it's true. It's true. My name is Csilla. I joined Integrify in 2020 May. I did lots of things before Integrify, but I'm generally coming from cultural background, like literature and cultural studies and such. So the further, probably the most further possible from IT. At the moment I'm working for Cloud Permit, which is originally a Finnish company, but they are doing a lot of work together with United States and Canada. This is a building permit related software basically. I am their testing engineer at the moment, and I'm working on this huge code base what they've been writing in the past 10 years more like. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I applied Integrify, I think 3 times altogether before I got in, at least 2 for sure. And the reason why I joined or applied even, because I thought that this is probably the program and the course which suits me the best. I tried a few courses, free courses and government provided courses before Integrify, but I didn't really had that kind of breakthrough experience like here. And I think, of course, one of the biggest advantage of Integrify is the business development team and the forging the CV and helping us with the mock interviews and such. But what is also very important, I think, that the courses are in English. At Integrify, we had some smaller projects and 1 or 2 bigger ones too. In the very beginning of the course, and this is also, I think, a very good part of how the study material is built up. In the very beginning of the course, we got projects which were enough for 1 day, which was amazing because in the very beginning, when you are the least confident, you get these little experiences of success. I made something and it works. And the teacher said it's good, because that's also very important. Yay, it's approved. But how the course goes further, we get bigger and bigger and more complex projects. And that is also something very important and very good in my opinion, because that experience that I did something big. And those projects are also very good to put your GitHub, and then the companies can see that you built something, and you built something which is actually useful. Because I think a lot of junior developers and people who start studying programming get into these problems, like they do a to-do list and they do a 1-pager HTML or something, and that's not necessarily something the company is looking for when they check your GitHub. When they see something which has a database, when they see something which actually has some functionality, some suite, like for example dark mode and those kind of small things which are very needed and very necessary in real work life. If a company asks for a website, they definitely want it to be responsive, for example. And those are things we learned at Integrify, which are really real life needed skills. Probably my biggest and number 1 advice for developers who start their career in this field would be keep their GitHub updated. That's the number 1. But which is maybe even more important than that is keep their attitude right, in the sense that you just need 1 job. The thing and the fact, and sorry to say this, the fact that you get 65 rejections doesn't mean that you don't belong here or you are not a good developer. It just means that that's not the right fit for you. And you just need to go until you find that very first job and just do whatever it takes to get that first one. If someone is thinking now switching to coding, for example, I think it's a very good time to do that. And it's really worth it. And I'm, as a person who already had like 15 years of working experience before I started, I dare to say that yes, it's always worth to start. It's never too late. Yeah, maybe in your 60s, maybe, but even then you can make yourself a nice to-do list. But I highly, highly recommend, because I think nowadays the working environment is just going so much into that direction. Even if you are not going to be a programmer, and even if this is not going to be your main income source, it is a very important skill to at least know something about these technologies, how these companies work. It is a very important skill, and even if you don't dig very deep into it, and if you don't get a job as a senior full stack developer, even then it's worth to start it. I would highly, highly recommend to come to Integrify to anyone who feels the power in themselves. And this is something I have to say, because this is like a roller coaster. This is a hard ride. This is not something like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit in this school and then 5 months later I'm gonna get my degree. It's not like that. It is very hard work. It is very concentrated. Put your best into it for these 5 months. And I really think that that is the best way to do it, because yes, a person maybe is able to push through with mediocre energy investment, but the best thing you can do is just get the most out of it and push it as hard as you can. And you just know, okay, this is just a 5-month course, so you can rest after that. But I really recommend to take most of it. If you get a project and they are like, yeah, these are parts you don't necessarily have to do, try to do those extra parts too, because those feedback, what you are gonna get from the teachers, are essential, and you're gonna learn so much from that. Yes, so shortly, yes, I do recommend. And yeah, this is probably something that changed my life. And I know this sounds like very like theatrical, but it's true. It's true.